Okay, it's 1:30, May 20th, 2020. For the record, Board Member Dunlap is present, Board Member Campbell's president, Mayor Cunningham is present. Therefore, quorum being present, declare the meeting of the Dunbar Sanitary Board in order. First item on the agenda is review and approval of the minutes of the April 15th, 2020 meeting.
Make a motion to approve that April 15th minutes.
Second that.
There's been a motion by Mr. Campbell to approve the minutes of the April 15th, 2020 meeting as presented, seconded by Mr. Dunlap. Any questions, comments, clarifications? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the financial statement presented by Ms. Halls.
Okay, for April, the disbursements amount was $72,374.46. The bond payment, $87,882. Payroll was $27,004.08. Taxes, $9,228.27. Retirement, $5,761.62. Total of $202,169.15. The beginning balance from last month was $364,084.04. We had a total deposits of $183,529.83. So, and that came to $547,613.87 minus the disbursements, gives us an ending balance of $345,444.72.
I think you all will note that the revenue was down this last month than what it was the month before. So we ended up with a little bit less on the advancement of the compiling of some more funds in so we can get some of our capital projects done. So we are making positive steps forward. So not totally, but is there a motion to accept the financial statement as presented by Ms. Holmes?
So moved.
A second.
There has been a motion by Mr. Dunlap to accept the financial statement as presented by Ms. Hall, seconded by Mr. Campbell. Any further questions, comments, or clarifications? No. Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is invoices for approval by Ms. Hall.
Did everybody receive that list?
For May, right?
For May. So it came to $12,221.36.
What was that, $3,000 for JP Industrial Parts? Looks like something major, I'm sure it was needed, but I'm just curious why it was.
Comfort bill.
Pardon me?
Comfort bill.
Okay.
Oh, you're back on the check register?
I thought that's what one of the invoices.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, man,
I'm sorry, yeah, take the end of.
That last sheet that you're seeing there, that's what's paid with the P card.
Right.
right. Make a motion to approve the invoices for May 2020 as presented.
Second
There's been a motion by Mr. Campbell to approve the invoices for payment for May of 2020, seconded by Mr. Dunlap. Any further questions or clarifications? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Can we go back to the check register?
Yes, sir.
I had one question I wanted to ask. One about the sixth one down for, suddenly, I noticed it's for $605.85. The prior month, it was $397.
Well, what happened was we had to replace some modems, and they came in and changed our modems to a faster speed modem.
So there's some equipment in addition to the normal.
That's correct.
Yeah, maybe about $200 more. Yeah, I just didn't understand why suddenly it would go up like that.
Guys,
What's the Mid-Atlantic maintenance sign?
I called you about that one, and asked you if that was ours, and it's fine. I remember what it said.
I told you it was ours, it's ours.
Yeah, you should tell
I
me.
just don't remember what it was.
Okay. I can show that to you.
any further questions? Being none, the financial summary, Mr. Dingus will not be, could not be present, so he asked permission to present that information at the next meeting, which we will do. I think included in your packet, Ms. Halls has included a copy of the summary of payments or outstanding balance to Steptoe Johnson for your own review. So as it stands right now, it looks like we've got an outstanding balance of $54,370.93. So it is coming down substantially.
They still are doing some work for us, like permit preparation. Right.
Not right now, they're not.
I just noticed in the budget, there's 75,000 allotted for labor works outside.
Well, there will be stuff that
There
has
was
to
something
be
kind
done.
of,
Yes.
There is one item, you're right, that it is outstanding, which is the CSO long-term control plan. It's at the state currently being reviewed. So depending on the state's review comments, there may be revisions or updates to that. So you were correct. There's still some ongoing work.
Basically, they're working from home, but they're not doing much, because I got several things that I'm waiting to get permit approvals and different things back from them, and it's a little slow right now.
that's good. For legal.
If they're working from home, does that mean they can only charge half the hourly rate?
It should be, reduced. Right?
Yeah, at least 50% reduction in the rate. That's no overhead now.
One comment on the Steptoe deal, if you look at the second page, the accounts payable check register report, it shows us as 59,000, and the report on the invoice from Steptoe shows 54. there was a $5,000 payment that was made that's not reflected in the in the April's check registry. That's why that's $5,000 difference there.
Anything else on finances? Okay. I guess we'll move on to West Dunbar PSD project status.
Really not a whole lot to report as far as that goes. The project's moving along as well as could be expected. Not a whole lot of issues with anything. Not that this has anything to do with the Dunbar Sanitary Board, but we did start to have some complaints from customers in the area last month, so we think we've got that addressed now. The contract 2 area has been difficult to deal with existing water lines and existing gas lines in the same area. So the contractor hasn't necessarily broke anything, but the other utilities are breaking down around them as they move up through there. So you've got 3 contractors working in the area at the same time trying to repair everything. So it's but like I said, I think we've got everything under control now, and it seems to be moving along pretty well.
They have a meeting this afternoon, don't
See you at 5 o'clock, yes. And that's by conference call. If anybody, any of you guys want to join in, I'd be more happy to say that to you.
Just a comment to you, I did receive yesterday from FCC the approval of our license to allow West Dunbar's lift stations to be added into our licensing agreement. And I forwarded that on to Randy Clark, and I also have a copy of that for you. I didn't bring it with me, but I have a copy of that if you would want to present that to your board.
I love that, Mike.
Okay. But it has been approved. There's, I think, a payment of a little less than $100 for the construction that I think CI is going to take care of, but I'll give you that much.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the proposal by Mr. Greg Martin on an all-new upgrade of our billing software program.
That's the accounting. The accounting system that they're using over there, they've had for years. Basically, the only thing they do with it is write checks and write the payroll checks. They don't use it for a lot of the reporting. The CPA does all the quarterlies and W-2s and everything outside the system. She takes the information and compiles that outside of the software. The past probably about 3 years, I've hoped Denise don't pay the support on that software. It's almost $1,000 a year because it's all we weren't getting anything out of it. But we're at the point now we need to do something with it. They still want $950 upgrade now to give us support maintenance for a year. We can just go to QuickBooks for $299 buy the software, which Jennifer's familiar with the software. The software is over there now, very cumbersome. It's just very cumbersome. So my proposal is to switch to QuickBooks. Now you got 2 options on QuickBooks. You can go with QuickBooks with payroll or QuickBooks without payroll. If you go with QuickBooks with payroll, it's $499 for the software. Plus, there's a $72 a month fee, and that's based on 18 employees. But I think it would be better for you to go with an online software. Patriot software is $102 a month, based on 18 employees. It varies $4 a month for each employee. So if you're less than 18, you just write $4, or it's $4. They do all your quarterlies for you. They do all your tax deposits for you. And they also do your W-2s. That's it too. So that's going to eliminate a lot of things that Debbie does, CPA thing. And I don't know if that's going to save you any money with her or not. Jennifer already asked her about a switching it with us, and she was fine with switching it with us. She had no problem with that. But the Patriot also allows you to do direct deposit, and there's no extra fee for direct deposit. All you pay is $102 a month. And that would be just between you and me.
Okay, because it is a third-party entity, what is their guarantee on payroll deposit turnaround? Some of these, no, I'm talking about the payroll, you said direct deposit.
Right.
Now, there's a lot of these companies that you will put the money in their account and they may wait 3 or 4 days before they
It is.
the check and so forth.
I use Patriot myself for my pay. My pay day is Friday. I do payroll on Monday. They pull it out of my account, not the tax part, but the part of the direct deposit part, if they pull it out on Wednesday. It hits the employee's account Thursday night, Friday morning. So during the night, so usually when the employee gets up in the morning, Friday morning, it's in their account. Now, a lot of that depends on the bank, but most of them it would hit Friday morning. They do pull it. Then they pull the actual taxes on the pay.
You don't have to do direct deposit, but it's an option, it's there. We can still write checks, correct?
You can still write checks. But there's no charge difference between if you do the direct deposit.
Okay, if you do QuickBooks, it's not just a payroll program, there's a lot of other aspects that go along with QuickBooks that's not just payroll related.
It's full accounting.
Right. So is there anything in that would be help streamline the process that they're doing?
I think so, but that's kind of up to the CPA what all she would want. Put in there what all you would want her to put in there. Currently, they only write checks out of the current system. That's a complete system with the general ledger and everything. So if it was kept up to date and everything was in there, of course, we have to get the information from the CPA to start to get the right figures. She can print all the reports directly out of QuickBooks.
Yeah, it just seems kind of, for her to have to compile all the information and send it to somebody else to ledger it into the program.
You saying the way they're doing it now?
Yes, it just seems.
It's double entry. They enter everything here, send it to Debbie, and she re-enters everything. Well, she has to calculate to do the quarterlies and the W-2s. She's probably putting it in a software package. And this would eliminate a lot of work for her.
For who Debbie,
Yeah.
yeah, and keep it in-house, I guess.
And it's really not that much more than just making a software upgrade for the current system. So, because they're $952. This over here is $1,224 for Patriot. Based on 18 employees. Is that about how you have?
Number 16.
16 is board members, yes.
So if we choose Patriot, we will spend $1,248 upfront for back programming.
They charge you monthly.
Well, what's the $1,248 for?
That's how much it would be over a year.
Oh,
Well, and 12.4,
yeah, that's it.
yeah, it's $102 a month.
Correct.
If they bill you monthly, you don't pay it up.
And then QuickBooks would be $30 less a month. That's $360 plus the $499.
You don't need the $499 to be able to pay it.
I'm going back to
Yeah, he's
QuickBooks.
just comparing the two.
Okay.
If we go to QuickBooks, we're gonna pay $500 up front and then $72 a month.
Correct.
So it's gonna be
And
30.
that's no direct deposit.
Right. Okay, I've exhausted my questions for him, but you all go for a second.
So you figured you don't have direct deposit?
That's an additional fee.
Do you want direct deposit?
Wouldn't bother me.
The second
If you remember, we looked at going with direct deposit before, but the bank wanted to charge us extra
$25 to
an employee or something.
I don't remember what it was. To do that.
And we determined that it wasn't cost effective.
No, through Patriot, it wouldn't be,
No additional fee.
there's no additional fee for direct deposit.
Just $102 a month, but we're paying 900 and something a year annual now for what we've already.
What we do, we don't have to. Annual fee for the software that they,
$102 a month.
that's
It's a subscription basis. That's all you pay.
And there, every 2 months on the second page, that's for either system.
Okay. That's additional. With Jennifer doing posting usage, you have to compare stuff in the billing system with stuff with the water company. It's a whole lot easier to have dual monitors on your system. So you can bring up the water system on one side, billing system on the other side of work, rather than flipping back and forth all the time.
Is that desk big enough for 2 months?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my desk too.
But I'm only gonna do that for one station. We actually have 3 stations there,
Right, I understand.
but we would only do it on the one station that she works on.
But are there other people that do that and you're not there?
Not at this time.
Is it something that you would be doing at some point?
The other girls?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, everything that I do, I think, they need to know as well. But, I mean, this is just for now. We can look at that as it's,
Monitors are relatively inexpensive too.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. I mean, that's what I was just thinking. Why go to the,
For one machine, set all three.
if there's a, I mean,
There's a benefit.
they're kind of limited on desk space anyway, but.
Sure.
Well, my big thing is I would like for her to get comfortable with it first. I think it would be very confusing for the other person at this time right now. And once Jennifer gets comfortable with what she's doing, then maybe we could phase the other one in with the dual monitors. I just think it would be awful confusing right now on her to try to do that. That's just my opinion. Jennifer,
yes,
you can speak to that more than I can.
Is there a time limit on the existing system? Is it coming up for, like, it could be?
Yeah.
It's out of renewal now, because we haven't renewed it for 3 years, but it needs to be renewed. But if you're going to go with Patriot, the time to do it is for us to set up to move over July 1. That's at the beginning of a new quarter. That way they can finish all the quarterlies for the first 2 quarters, the way they're doing it now. And then we'll switch over, bring all the employees' history over. to Patriot. So your W-2s will be right at the end of the year. Start right at the July 1 of the beginning of the new quarter.
Are you committed to a year time period?
No, you can do it for a month and pay until you want it.
Um, What other functions does the existing program have that you use that Patriot's not going to provide you?
There's nothing that the existing system does in Patriot as far as payroll.
I'm not talking about payroll, I'm talking about the whole system. I mean, if we take payroll out of what's going on right now, we're still stuck with a bad system, correct?
Correct. That's why, that's what QuickBooks, so we would dump this system completely.
You go with QuickBooks.
QuickBooks plus Patriot. We'll give you
Okay,
everything.
Okay, now I'm starting to understand. So,
Patriot has an export when you run payroll in Patriot software.
so the thing is, we need to put QuickBooks, this is not a choice between Patriot and QuickBooks.
No.
This is, well, that's the way it was kind of,
I thought you said.
Well, yeah,
that's the way,
That's what I had.
Yeah.
that's the, okay, so,
Well, there is a choice.
Patriot is an add-on,
It's the whipped cream on top.
it is an add-on to QuickBooks,
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're paying 72 a month plus one.
plus 102.
Yeah, both of them.
No,
No.
We don't need,
No, that's your different options. You can use Patriot for payroll, or you can use QuickBooks for payroll. If you use QuickBooks for payroll, you need the higher package.
at
If you
$500.
don't do
That's it. You use
payroll, then you just need the $299. There's no
Just
additional
a
fee.
license fee, $299 a
You
year.
buy the software.
Software.
And you normally don't have to renew it for 2 to 3 years.
Gotcha.
And then you have to buy another $299.
I think we need a complete system.
Yeah, personally, I don't see any problem with, we're gonna have to do QuickBooks at $299 at a minimum,
Correct.
and then potentially do Patriot. Now, personally, I'd rather see doing the taxes and doing the payroll stuff, do QuickBooks in-house. I mean, I just, I don't know, I just don't have a lot of confidence in sending all your employees' accounts and stuff out there to the cyber world.
Well, if you did it with QuickBooks, you have to have a $499 package,
I understand.
plus the $72.
Well, we just pay $499 up front.
Correct.
The upfront money is not really an issue. You know, $200 is not it. My main concern is, I don't know what our security is like on our, system over there. I mean, it's probably pretty good, but there again, it's not something that's really out there wide open for somebody to challenge on a full-fledged basis, so.
There would be more chance of someone actually getting employee information off the system here than there would probably on Patriot. That's a huge company.
You know, just like all the big banks that get whacked all the time too, are big companies and really big
But
companies.
you don't get the direct deposit at that price.
Yeah. So that's. So we're gonna have QuickBooks and QuickBooks, or QuickBooks and
Patriot.
Patriot? That is the question.
Well, if you get the QuickBooks with the payroll, it sounds like that replace everything you got, right?
Yes.
Correct.
That'd be more of a pro right now.
Well, Carol, you've been in that canon before. What's your feeling?
I don't know.
How much time would it take to switch over?
Patriot does it for you for free.
Okay.
You send them your payroll, they'll bring you up to date, at no charge for free. Doing QuickBooks, it's gonna be the data entry there.
Days, weeks, hours?
days,
Okay.
maybe. Depends on how much time it's been on it, a couple of weeks, you know. And then it's going to be more each year also, because they have that $4.99 gives you 1 year of payroll.
Okay.
So you actually have to pay an additional fee the second year
Well,
to get payroll.
Or software.
well, basically what you're doing is, the city does the same thing. Every year, when the tax code changes, you have to go back to the company that provides the program for your system, and they charge you to upgrade to include all the upgraded payroll deductions and everything that you need to do. So, I mean, that's just a standard method of operation for those types of programs.
And all this is done now by Thomas Group.
Yes.
Didn't you also, Greg, say that, to me,
They
that,
don't, okay, Jennifer does the payroll checks. What Debbie does is she does the quarterly reports and does the W-2s at the end of the year. Right. So, so right now, we're doing the payroll checks in-house.
That's correct.
Yeah. But our big dilemma is the program that we're using for payroll and accounts payable and so forth is antiquated and problematic, needs to be shifted, and QuickBooks is really a pretty rational direction to go. It's just a matter of, at this point, whether we want to continue to do the payroll in-house or and let Debbie do the W-2s, or Jennifer can learn to do the W-2s once she gets QuickBooks running and stuff, and do the quarterlies once she learns how to do it. Or do you switch to Patriot? And
Are you familiar with QuickBooks?
Yes. I've done payroll before on that and paying bills.
Have you had any experience with the Patriot?
No. I'm leaning toward Patriot for a couple reasons. One, it does a lot more than QuickBooks. Two, Greg uses it, and if I get in a pickle, I can call him instead of having to call the company. So,
yeah, how much does it cost you to call Greg?
Greg?
I have an annual contract. So.
Yeah, it's an annual contract, and I bug him all the time. He hasn't raised it yet.
You're not on call block yet?
Not yet. It may be coming.
and these are all the features on this second page that Patriot does.
Included.
On the second page there, all your features are there that program will do. And didn't you tell me that South Charleston, Elk Valley, Sissonville, yourself, all use the Patriot?
No.
Okay.
Now, I'm the only one that uses Patriot. No, that was,
Okay.
when we get into this, I want,
In your opinion, what are the pluses to Patriot?
it's very simple. It's so simple, you don't have to do anything.
Okay.
You log in, you tell it you're gonna do your payroll, you give it your period beginning date, your period end date, your check date. And once your employees are in, all your employees are there, you just go down a list. You have a column for, regular hours, overtime hours.
Okay.
You just go down and punch in the hours, your deductions are already set up and you're done. You don't have to do anything else.
And they set it up
Unless you print your checks, and then you have to print checks. If some people are on direct deposit, not everybody's on direct deposit, but print some checks. Other than that, you're done.
And Greg, with the Patriot, if we would go to direct deposit, that's no additional charge. But QuickBooks is
Correct.
a charge company.
Additional charge by who?
Additional QuickBooks will
QuickBooks
charge you
charge
to do direct deposit. Patriot will.
Over and above the $72,
Yes.
which is how much?
Don't know for sure.
but they're charging per $72 for 18 employees. What does that
That's
cover?
their charge, I just pulled that right off their website. That's what they charge for payroll, to do the, basically for your tax table updates and everything, they charge you a monthly fee.
Okay, how about the pay stub that goes to the employee who does that, us or Patriot?
We'll pull it up and she just prints them off.
And everything will be online for the
If you
employees.
want, yeah.
No, we have to give them,
Well, Patriot has a portal, employee portal.
no, we have to give them a printed,
She just prints them out on paper. But Patriot does have an employee portal where the employee can log in, see all their history information. If they want to pull up a copy of their W-2, whatever, they can do that. And that's all I'm really doing.
And it'll tell them how many sick leaves they've used,
Yeah,
how
they'll
much
do all
they
that,
got
tracks all that too.
accumulated, how many vacation days they have left and everything.
scrap Patriot.
Why?
Huh?
Why? You know how many times they come in and ask me how many vacation days and
You
sick
tell them
days?
zero. Just-
Well, yeah.
Plus, if you lose your W-2,
It's there.
that's nice, yeah.
Or if we go, get a Patriot say for a 6-month trial period at least. See how it works out, or up to 6 months. If it don't work out after a couple of months, we can make a decision otherwise. Since Jennifer in the office seems to be familiar with it.
Well, I think the real problem is, I guarantee you, there's some employees down there that do not want direct deposit.
You don't have to take the.
She's still counting
You
out.
don't have to use it.
I know, but then it gets back to the same thing, we have to write checks in.
But you're not writing as many.
And it's a lot less steps.
Huh?
It's a lot less steps in putting that in it. I'm really excited about it, in case you haven't.
I think anything makes the office help happy, make us happy.
Less steps means less, errors.
What do you think, Earl?
I'm pretty willing to try it for 6 months.
I'll make a motion to, let's try the Patriot software system on a 6-month trial period to start with, and starting July 1 this year.
Would that be a problem if we have to change back over January 1?
No,
Okay.
well, what you would have to do is then you have to upgrade the QuickBooks, if that's the way you want to go, to also include payroll.
Right.
And then start paying them a fee, and then you'd have to import or re-enter all your employee information in QuickBooks.
We're gonna have to enter all that into,
Patriot does it for free,
how are they gonna get it?
you have to send it to them.
But so we have to enter it in and send it to them.
You print out the reports and send them to it, they enter them all in,
That's just to start with.
to start with.
Okay. I think you need to amend it to include the basic QuickBooks with the Patriot option to evaluate Patriot after 6 months.
Okay, I'll make amendment to the motion to also get the QuickBooks Basic for $299 a year, plus the Patriot software system for up to 6 months trial period.
Second. You live with that, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hopefully I got this right. There's been a motion by Mr. Campbell to approve the purchase of the QuickBooks Desktop Pro without payroll at a cost of $299, and a addition of the Patriot software online at a monthly fee of $102 for per month for 18 employees. And the Patriot program would be on a 6-month trial until the 1st of January and determine whether or not it's meeting the needs of the sanitary board. Seconded by Mr. Campbell. By Mr. Dunlap. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. It's me, 1 no, so 2-1. I'm an in-house person. I just don't believe in shipping stuff out. So, but anyway, motion carries.
What do you believe in, doing it the same way we're doing
No, using the QuickBooks Pro with payroll in-house. No, this is good. I'm always a believer in voting your heart. You don't get swayed one way or the other.
I'll have Jennifer to give us an update in 3 months, and then we'll do another update in 6 months, and then the board can review it, and we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good.
I didn't want to
Okay.
contaminate your all's thoughts. Okay. So I think there's one other thing on your agenda, and that is the adjusting of the,
Do you need to vote on the monitors?
Huh?
Do you need to vote on the monitors, Bill?
Well, he's going to discuss that now.
that's just equipment. They can just go ahead and purchase that. Okay, next I think is the adjusting of the reading dates. I think there's a,
You're currently billing a month behind. You have a sheet?
it?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. Those are what your readings normally run from the water company. So they normally do your readings 16th through the 19th. You're not billing until the 18th of the next month. So you're waiting a whole month before you're sending out your bills. Which what happens if someone closes out an account, right after the reading, it could be up to almost 2 months before they get their closing bill. No one does it like that. And you all have always done it like that. I don't, for as far as I've had anything to do with you all, so I don't know how it started or why it started, or, I just did South Charleston's bills today. Their readings were done about 5 days ago. You normally do the bills right after the readings. The water company reads the meters. They normally put the bills out within 2 to 3 days after they read the meters. We get the usage the next day after they send out the bill. They don't do everybody on the same day, but within 2 or 3 days. So you would normally do your billing, if you're getting it by the 19th, at least by the end of the month. Probably a little before the end of the month. The problem is changing it. Unless you only do it by like 3 days a month. So in other words, you bill on the 18th this month. Next month, bill on the 15th. The next month, bill on the 12th. And keep backing it up just a little at a time to where you get on schedule, to where you're billing right after you get the meter readings. What that does is, closing bills, people get their bill closer to when they close. Also, the system here stays more up to date, because what happens is, once you get the readings in the system, all the information, you don't really put any more readings in the system until you do the next billing period, where those readings will show up also. So if you're billing right after you get your readings, then you just continue putting your readings in your system. That way when they pull a system up and they can tell, well, you closed it last week, we've already got your closing information from the water company. So where you're a month behind now. The only thing you have to take into consideration, just letting you know, because I don't know if it'll affect you or not. If you back it up, right now you're on the 18th, if you back it up before the 1st of the month, that's gonna put you 13 billing periods in 1 year. And I don't know what that would do to you financially,
Wouldn't hurt us.
Yeah,
just for the first year to work caught up.
the second year, then it'd be just 12.
12, yeah.
from then on.
I mean, Bernie and I don't know if he talked to you all about it.
No.
What he expressed to me was that each month you would move the date back a little bit. And I said, to me, that would be more confusing to a lot of customers, that every month the bill comes at a different date for an extended period of time, as opposed to just sending a notice out that we're adjusting the billing cycle, and just do it all at once and be done with it. And, that's having 13 billing cycles. One of them's probably going to be a short cycle, as opposed to
No, they would,
it'd all be 30-day cycles. So what we do is make up for all the revenue that we have holding out there that's, that we don't get collected when somebody leaves.
Yeah, because when they leave, by the time they get their last closing bill,
They're gone.
it's already been 2 months.
Yeah.
And they've already left, and you're not gonna get that 2 months bill. Especially if they move out of town somewhere else.
And also, when we send the calls out, a lot of times they're getting calls on accounts that's
They're
closed.
dead.
Yeah,
You'd have to inform the public what we're doing, I think,
Almost definitely.
because I said, they'll soon figure it out, well, my bill's coming sooner every month,
But I mean, we can put an extra notice in there, and Bernie, you can go through, or Greg, you can go through the scenario of phasing it back to where it can, at some point it comes to a normal cycle, but to me, it just seems like we're just dodging the bullet by.
as far as what we do today, doesn't matter to us if you back it up 3 days a month, or you just have your next billing. But if you have your next billing, you're going to send out bills, and then about a week later, you're going to send out another bill for the same amount, because it's going to be a 30-day cycle.
Well, it won't be the same amount, it'll just be a different billing period.
But it's for a full month.
They're gonna pay a bill twice in 1 month.
You gonna have, how many days you gonna have between the billing date to its due date?
It'll still stay
Well, that's
the same.
DSC, that's 20 days.
Yeah, it'll still
So I
stay
tell
the
you, you gotta
same.
have that.
Yeah, that won't change.
Yeah, okay.
We're regulated to do that.
Somebody has a leak, they'll discover it a little quicker.
Yeah.
2 months down.
Yes, you
I
know,
had a leak for 2 months instead of 1 month.
exactly. And the only thing, as Bill was saying, if we do it, back it up to 3 days, I guess we could probably, that'd be the board's decision, waive the late fee, or kind of be lenient on the late fee there. I mean, I don't know.
On the average, it's gonna be about $30 for one billing cycle, doubled up. Some it may be hard on, some most of us, it's probably not gonna have any real impact on.
Stretch it over 10 months.
Pardon?
If you stretch it over 10 months, like say 3 days at a time, so you've got 10 months to get back on cycle.
Yeah, but there again, that everybody that lives by a calendar, if the due date changes every single month for 10 months,
They'll be hollering.
They holler all right.
either way, they're gonna do that. I'm thinking, I mean, that's just my personal opinion, small doses, do the 3 days, put the notices out there ahead of time, let them know, what the long-term goal is. And, eventually we'll be right there with the water company.
What if you did a week every quarter?
well, why stretch it out that far?
Yeah.
I mean, all that's gonna do is just,
As far as the system goes, it doesn't matter to
How you
us.
do it? Okay.
I mean, I'm
It's
just.
just whether or not where you're gonna get less complaints.
Just
Yeah.
like going to the doctor and getting a shot, just get the shot and get on with it. And quit dragging the agony on and the confusion on for 10 months. Because I guarantee you that everybody's gonna think that their bill is due on the same day that it's always been, regardless of when they get it, it's due on such and such a time, the ones that pay attention. And then when you start backing that off 3 days, every single month on a 10-month period, it's gonna confuse the heck out of them.
Yeah, I would say at the most you do like 10 days at a time. Back it up 10 days, next month 10 days, and do it over.
You're only gonna live, you're not gonna live a full month. You're billing now on the 18th. The earliest you could bill would be back up to the 25th, but that'd probably be like 20. So you're probably gonna be backing up about 20 days
Altogether.
to get it on the schedule.
And that would be, that's about a half, that would come out to about half, a little over half a month on the 20 days.
You know how you do it, I say go ahead and do it, whether it be 3 days at a time, 4 days at a time.
And then I guess you gotta take into consideration, you're gonna do it right now, with everything's going on. Or you gonna-
I would say go ahead and do it. The sooner we do it, the sooner it's over with. I mean, I'm not gonna be tricky this time, I'll go with whatever the recommendation.
You can put the notice out at least for, 30 days, 30-day notice, and then start July 1. Next bill, I have the first of July, I'll go back up to, we'll go 3 days, 4 days.
I kind of like the 10 days cycle.
So you don't wait for 2 months, then it sounds.
It was equal.
Your guy's gonna have all the complaints. 10 days, I think.
It's like,
10 days, it's fine. I wouldn't go more.
I mean, 4 is fine, if you're going 5 days, to split the baby good. Put it like 5 days to the clip. And puts it over 6 day cycles instead of
4 days.
Yeah.
4 weeks, 4 or 5, you can go 5 days. 6 or 5. Let's go 5 days.
Yeah, I like
He says, we're gonna put a notice out that the billing cycle will be adjusted. Five days, 4 days, 4 days.
5 days. Of course, without the reason, you paid 2 months, you paid more 2 months ago, try to catch up with water. Everything was more current. Usage.
You got trouble getting the readings.
Greg's been working with me to get the consumption a little different than what we have been doing. So we used to get them, once a month,
Once a week,
once a week, now we're getting them
every day.
daily. So that will also help with this.
Remember, Denise talking about the lady getting the readings.
Yeah, she would go in, right before we would do the bills and get that as it was available. This would be on a daily basis, we could see that consumption.
How many reading routes are in Dunbar?
Routes, I don't know. But you get them all within 3 days.
Okay, so within a 3-day cycle, they have read all the meters. Okay.
Now, there is a delay sometimes in sending you usage for some accounts. If there's a high reading or low reading on an account, that's back to the water company, they may have to review it before they send out the bill. And you don't get the usage until they send out the bill. So sometimes if there's something going on with an account, those are delayed. That's one reason we switched to daily usage rather than weekly. Doing it on a weekly, if you don't get it this Monday, you gotta wait a whole another week to see if you get it. Doing it on a daily, if you don't get it today, you get it tomorrow. So you get your usage posted a lot quicker.
If we want to be consistent with our billing, and get it out at the same time, and you have 3 flagged accounts, and we just not send them an average bill, and then let it adjust out when the next reading comes in?
You can, but if we set it, like you're doing your readings,
I'm just saying, instead of having to wait an extra 5 days for the water.
the system will send them a minimum bill if you don't have the reading.
The water company will send
But
it.
that normally, we don't put the billing so close to usage. We leave a few days in there for them to work through those accounts. So if you're doing your readings on 17th, 16th through the 19th, you're gonna get the readings, probably have them all the 22nd, 23rd. But I probably wouldn't set your billing until at least like the 28th of the month, unless you wanted to go the 30th of every month. Just like, but I wouldn't bill before then, because you have to have a few days in there to let them clean up those and get those through so you can get them all.
My ultimate goal would be to try to get the sanitary bill going out in correspondence with the municipal bill.
That's what I thought.
So that everybody gets their bills at the same time, and the ones that come downtown only have to come once a month to do.
Yeah, and we hear of that a lot from the customers when they come in, that they would like, it's easier on longer.
And I've checked with Connie, and she said theirs goes out on the 28th.
Okay, let me see if I have this right. And then somebody can move or not move. To put a notice in the next billing or cycle will be adjusted 5 days per month to get our sewer billing to correspond with the water company reading reports and the municipal billings.
So moved.
Okay, there's been a motion by Mr. Campbell to that effect, second by Mr. Dunbar. Any further questions or comments? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Mayor, just one more comment.
No, you had your chance.
We do allow people to come in that is a hardship to fill out a contract, to make payments if they get behind or whatever. Our only requirement is that whatever they tell us they want to do on the contract, as far as on their past due amount, they got to stay constant with that. Plus, they have to stay constant with their current bill. And as long as they do that, we will work with them. If not, then we terminate service.
Hold their meeting. All right, anything else, Greg?
That's it for me.
Appreciate you coming out. Anything else for him? Thank you for keeping us alive and living.
Yes.
Okay. Next on the agenda, Mr. Chambers, you have anything else?
The only thing I'd like to ask is the interviews, and thank you guys for selecting us for an interview. Are you still doing it by phone, or are you gonna do them in person?
Until we get further notice, if we change it, we'll let you. Criteria changes, we will let everybody know accordingly.
Okay.
I think we're fast approaching the live realm again.
I think so too.
Okay. Anything that Mr. Dingus wanted referred to us?
Just that, we could look over the budgets that I presented to you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns that you'd like to make, you can get those to me. Let me know. You're feel free to contact him, and we will adjust the budget accordingly. And he will be here at our June 10th meeting to give us our financial update for the one he missed, and we can go over that, and we will approve the budget at that time for it to be prepared to present to council at their Monday meeting. And actually, council don't have to approve it, we just have to present it to them. You all approve it, he sends it to the state, and then Bill will share it with, the mayor will share it with the council.
If you go through it, I didn't have my math head on the day that Bernie and I talked about it. I thought it was $100,000 increase in the budget. It's only about a $37,000 increase in the budget, which is the 2% increase will generate us about $54,000 that goes into effect in July. So there's not any radical increases in the line items. So there again, looks like if the payments won't increase any better than what they have over the last several months. Just because we have money budgeted for different things doesn't mean we're going to have it to spend, other than payroll and emergency repairs. Doesn't look like until we get on the other side of the COVID-19 thing and we can see what the long-term effects have been for payment and non-payment during this cycle. And I think it just reinforces the importance of being able to do our sewer billing in concurrence with the water company billing cycle. We can get pretty much a closer handle on the revenue swing and how collections and delinquencies are increasing or decreasing. So instead of always being 60 days behind on it, I think it'll make it easier to be able to monitor and manage sanitary board down the road once we get these adjustments made. Please look at what they presented. As I said, what I've gone through, I didn't see any radical deviations from last year. So
The only thing I saw was capital expenditures about double, but is that for work planned on the plant already?
just things that have been deferred for repairs. There's some equipment replacements that need to be taken care of. The chlorination system needs a pretty hefty
Plant pump
repair,
station.
and well, the plant pump station is a totally separate project.
I know that.
It's just not even factored in this budget. We're looking at a $1 million project, so you're looking at another, what, $8,000 a month payment a year for 20 or 30 years. So yeah, that's not even factored into this. So once we get that decision made, we'll have to go back and do an adjustment to the budget or see where we're gonna go with, how we're gonna finance the project once we get that part of it figured out.
The only thing I saw was that the wages had increased some, but the payroll taxes had not increased. They were staying the same. I don't know whether it was, they didn't increase that much overall. The wages did not. So the payroll taxes are 45,000. That's the same both last year and this year. So I don't know whether it was. Maybe just been in rounding, because everything was that's rounded off.
What page are you seeing payroll taxes on?
Last page. Middle of the page.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was the same as last year.
Wages went up some, but not nothing out of the ordinary. May want to just look at that.
Maybe Todd was anticipating a income tax, what is it? They're talking about doing a
Payroll reduction thing.
payroll, reducing the payroll taxes.
Yeah.
Okay. If you would,
It may be in a rounding or anything, you know.
having Becky's formula a little closer. Probably what he should have done was have a formula that picked up all the salary line items and then multiplied it by a standard factor to get that, so. Okay, Mr. Burnside.
Okay, I got a couple things. One is just to let you know, I've been working with Jennifer on our revenues. Past due or overdue for on our receivables over 30 days. The number of customers is 545 for $31,005.86. Over 60 days past due is 227 and 23,000. And we just did the current bill, so it's kind of hard to say, but where we just billed, the current was 3,954 customers at 169,000, but we haven't started getting those payments in yet. But just to kind of give you an idea, at 60 days wasn't too bad. It was 23,000 shortfall, and 31,000 is 30 days. So I've talked to the water company, and I don't know what your all's wishes would want to be, but I've also contacted the Public Service Commission. Water company is not terminating customers because they're delinquent on their water account. We have been sending termination notices and doing the 2 robocalls to all of our customers that are late and delinquent, even though we're not sending them up to the water company for termination. We're letting them know that they still owe the bill and they get charged a late charge, but we're not sending them up for termination. My inclination would be that our next billing in June, we start sending, if we're allowed, and from what I'm understanding, we're allowed to do it, we start sending them up for terminations in June for those that aren't paying their bills. But that would be a decision that the board could make or want to make, whatever they think we should do. But I just don't want to, we're already a month behind. I've got some that are out there 60 days past due, and it's just, they're not paying. I've got one customer here, I won't go into it, but presently, they haven't paid since February. And right now, their bill with the current bill is $501.95. When this is over, we're going to be terminating them, and they're going to lose service, and they're going to have to pay past due amount plus reconnect, disconnect fee if they get turned off. So, just kind of letting you know how far out of hand do we want to let it go. If we're allowed to have them terminated, would it be the board's wishes to do that or continue to go?
My thoughts are that I would get a hold of the Public Service Commission and find out, because I think they did issue some type of a moratorium on disconnection of service for non-payment as long as the state of emergency is in effect. So I think we need something in writing from the PSC that says that what they put out in writing is now rescinded, not just somebody's telephone call. Because as you and I have both been told several times at the PSC hearing, that we don't care what somebody told you. The PSC speaks to its orders, not to its employees. So
Well, that's what I said.
While they are helpful, sometimes they can get us in trouble. So I just want to make sure with everything that's going on that there's something in writing that the PSC moratorium has been lifted. And then I would recommend to the board that once that moratorium is lifted, we go at it full tilt. And
I'll let you know. Like I said, I put a call into them. The girl told me that her opinion is that there was never a moratorium that said not to turn them off. It was, they recommended. They just recommended that we not do
It was a request from Charlotte Lane.
So I'll have that, but she was
Especially to all mayors.
she was going to talk to the legal team and find out, get back with me, and I was hoping to find out today, but I haven't heard that.
okay. But what you know, what you're well aware of, Bernie, is that everybody will go with what they read in the paper.
Oh,
And so there's no point in getting in those bickering matches with people. If PSC put a statement out, we need them to put a statement out that rescinds their previous statement. And
I will.
Then we're good to go with it, I think.
I think so.
Then the other thing that I just wanted to let you know was that our insurance is due again, and we have with Bill Bailey through our insurance that we're carrying, Glad Filter and Brick Street, let you know that our workers' comp is down about $500. It decreased about $500. Last year, it was, our total premium was 70, I think it was 79, $7,940, no, it's $8,423 was last year, and it's down to $7,940, which is about a $500 savings. Our Glad Filter liability property last year, it dropped about $100, but really it's about $500 too, because your property went up for inflation, your coverage for it. So basically it stayed the same. It was $79,349 last year, and I think it's $79,300 this year. So, that was with the inflation. So that's what our insurance will be again this year. That'll go into effect July 1, and they take care of our workers' comp, and they will be billing us quarterly, just like they always have done before.
Well, you need to thank the guys down there for working safe to keep that rate from going up, because all it takes is one or two accidents and that rate can go up a couple of percentage points pretty
Real
fast.
quick.
So tell them job well done. Anything else?
That's it.
Ms. Halls, anything,
That's it.
you don't want us to spend any more money?
Not yet.
Okay. All right, Mr. Dunbar, anything?
Just like to thank all the employees that's been out working and doing this during this time.
Okay, Mr. Dawson, anything from you?
We've got several applications in, people definitely use.
Pardon?
We have a couple applications in for people we could definitely use. And, did you want to go into discipline?
No, I don't want to do that. No.
And we'd have to go in, if you're talking personnel matters, we'd have to go into executive session. And
I've explained that with the chairman, and I brought him up to speed.
That's all I know.
Mr. Chambers,
No, all I got.
Mr. Gregg,
Good.
Ms. Kathy.
Nope.
You got a chance to speak.
I'm good.
All right, the next sanitary board meeting will be June 10th. There will be a meeting for the interviews. And if everything works out, we'll instead of doing them by Zoom, we'll do them in person, but we will let everybody know a couple of days in advance. They need to have they want us to have any kind of handout or anything prior to the meeting, get with Mr. Burnside and make sure they're available to him, and he'll circulate them to the board members before the meeting. Next sanitary board meeting will be the 17th of June, next council meeting June the 1st, and another one on June the 15th. If there's nothing else to come before the board, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
A motion by Mr. Dunlap to adjourn. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned.
I did send all the letters.
Are we all